you've been to seminars lately, for me and also with Peter Kelly, we are looking a lot at how is movement, how does the movement work, right? So that's important to look into and to get into your system. And it takes some time because you're used to a certain way of moving, and it may be that you slightly or big way have to change it. So just enjoy it. Try to understand what I'm explaining and then practice that. So make sure that you get more used to that. The first thing is when you move, for example, if you stand here and your face is in this direction, and you move your arm like this, then the arm was moving, but there was no mind moving. Of course, there was some mind moving, but this arm can function by itself, right? But it's better to move the feeling. Right? So, as you sit there, as I'm standing here, as you're standing here, there's a feeling. You can say a feeling of your body, for example. It's kind of easy to use. So you can feel the body. There's a presence, there's a place here where your body is. And so you feel it. It's not just the arm here and the hand, the fingers, but the whole body is a feeling. It's as you're sitting now. Of course you're listening, try to understand, but if you use another part of yourself, you go into the feeling, I feel my body. I feel this body. Right? And to connect to this feeling, that's important. It's shifting between, what is he saying? What does it mean? I don't know. I'm used to it. Whatever thoughts come, until I understand what you mean. I feel the body. And then switch from this to feeling. So you're here now, you're feeling this body, this presence. Right? You know what I mean? And this is the ability to do this. And you do it all the time, but it's good to be a little bit conscious about it and be more skilled in switching between those two things. Because life is really helping you to think a lot, right? Many things happen and you start to think. And then you start to analyze and compare and whatever. It's a long story. It gets longer and longer, but it's good to have a balance between this thinking, use it practically, think practically, use it in your daily life, but not do it too long. Be a lot in this feeling, in this presence. Right? Can you imagine you're thinking all your life and just before you die you think, I thought so many things, but I missed the feeling of just being here. Right? That's a bit exaggerated, but you know what I mean, right? So this feeling, we're switching to this feeling mode. So you're feeling the whole body, it's not a part, but everything. And this feeling, you move. Right? And when you do that, there's a lot of mind. It's very stable. You didn't think about, I'm going to go on, I have to be stable. Nothing, because there was no thought. It was just a feeling. You just move the feeling. Right? So maybe you can test it. So we do it together. First, move your arm and see what happens. Try to move. This is how it feels. Then switch to feeling. Give the other one a moment. Get to this feeling, and then you just move the feeling. Naturally, your arm will follow. The feeling you move, and when you do it, it's a different experience. Yeah. Okay. Feeling, were you able to do it? Did you find a switch in yourself to turn it on?
It's not that easy because you extend your arm, which is out of your comfort zone. So for me, it's a lot harder to keep that feeling.
That's good. Can you stand here and do that same thing? Because I see you're out of your comfort zone. So if you stand and show again with your arm, you say it's out of my comfort zone. Is this out of your comfort zone? And actually, you can see it right here. Just now, it's a little bit like this. So this is out of your comfort zone. Now stay inside the comfort because it's like this. It's not like this. Now I'm out of my comfort zone. That's what you were showing me when you said it. So just relax your body and do like this. This one is too high, here's too much tension. So if you relax your elbow, relax it. Now the weight is more in your center. Can you feel it? Yeah. And do what you just did. Now you pull it out of your center. Yeah. So you're explaining, you're showing why you were out of your comfort zone. But still, it's my comfort zone here. It's not like this. But it's a good practice, like reaching. If you want to grab something, often you do like this. This is exaggerated, you did it much smaller. But now I'm not, there's all kinds of stiffness happening. If I want to reach here, I just get there and get it like this. Right? Then I'm still in my comfort zone. This is my reach. This is where I can go. Not like this. Okay, but that could be a whole seminar just thinking about that. We will not do it. But it's important, like when you attack, you never do like this. I'm in my space. I'm just relaxed. Okay, now we have this feeling. Did someone not feel the feeling? Could everybody do it? And what was the difference if you just moved your arm or if you moved the feeling? What was the difference? What did you notice? Anything is okay.
It's much more precision when you are moving around. Do like this, and here.
Your mind's also local.
Yeah, my mind is also local because everything is focused on moving around. The movement of space. It's not focused on you.
Yeah, it's everywhere. Huh? Same in the eyes, like you can look, even if you're now sitting here, you can look at one point. This is more that focused energy on that spot. But if you move the space, you see everything. Still, your eyes are in this direction, but you see everything in your periphery. Like since I said martial eyes, and we can practice martial eyes. Even if you do it now, just your eyes are just open and everything that can be seen falls into you. You can see it. Right? So you see my hand moving without looking at it. You can see those things. So you see the walls. And you can focus at one point, like we just choose a point and just look at it in that direction. More like a laser, you focus on a point. And then release. When you release, it's more open. And this released feeling, this martial eyes, that's more brings you to this state. Right? So you can practice with your eyes, but I think it's even better to practice with this feeling. Then naturally, when you do it, for example now, you go to this feeling, and then check how your eyes are looking. Are they looking at one point, or are they seeing everything in this feeling? Well, you see everything, right? There's no other option. It's just how it works. And there's a good example like this, saying, we do Tatadori. Everybody will focus here in this point of contact. It's no use. Of course, when you're beginning, you think, what foot should be in front of what hand and right, and that's the whole process. And if you make it through that and stay relaxed, then that becomes more easy. But you have to go through it. Everybody has to go through it. But then afterwards, don't think about it much anymore. If you do for 10 years, don't go like this. It's the wrong training. It's like really, I'm in this feeling. I feel myself, but I also feel the other one. Now I'm focused on the center line. And the feeling is there, and I will never let it go. As long as I'm attacking, I'll be connected to the person, to the core, to the center line. If he moves there, I'm still connected to the core. If he does anything, go down, I'm not going here down, no, I'm still connected to him, I'm attacking him. I can feel everything that happens in the body, in my body and in the body of the partner. And we're gentlemen, gentle women, so gentle beings. So we will not, when we feel a space or unbalance, we will not go into it. We will allow the other one to be unbalanced so the person can practice and improve. But sometimes you can also then choose that as a point of practice. When there's unbalance, you can easily send some key to it and the person will feel it. Just to show them like, okay, it's unbalanced. But basically don't do that too much. Let the other one just, it's difficult enough to be balanced, and if the other one keeps on pushing all the time, it doesn't make it easier, right? So it depends what you want as a group, but it will be helpful if you just be a good uke, a good ukemi, right? Good connection, keep connection, really soft, not hard, not blocking. That will help the other one to grow really fast. Right? So now we're gonna practice that. So if I use that feeling, if you offer your hand, now we'll do Kata Dori. So also the hand will be towards my center line, right? So I'm not doing this. I'm in a feeling. From this feeling I connect, and I feel my connection to myself, but also to the other one. I feel there's more weight on this side than on this side. Right? So if I do a little bit like this, it's unbalanced. This is what I'm not doing. Well, I did it already. This is what the normal okay, so but if you're just more balanced, so it's really in your center on 2 feet, you see now you are balancing yourself. It's visible, but it's really small. But it's really easy to feel. Right? Also, I feel you're offering more to my arm than to my center. Right? So, if you look at it martial, the center line is here, but this arm is here, so this is open. I can attack here, and there's no defense, there's no shield. If you're in front of yourself, in front of your center line, I cannot go in. Right? It's like a sword, yes, it's closed. Right? But often, what do? Oh, I offer my hand, so like this, and you grab my hand. Yeah, and there's a lot of space here. Right? You can just kick me or whatever. Yeah? But if I offer, it's closed. Right? You hope. You feel there's a shield here. And it's not like, oh, I wanna push you away. I'm safe. You can come towards me, but it's safe. I'm safe. Right? It's a triangle. It's closed. Okay, but that's another subject. But for now, it came up. Huh? So if you offer your hand, there still is a space to your center line. See, from my center line to your center line. Yes. So I'm here and I'm touching. Did you feel your awareness went to my arm? A little bit. You moved like this. Right? So, if you do it again, you offer your hand. Yes, now it's more stable. You feel your mind is connected to me. Yeah. You remember the exercise with 2 swords, and then you hit the sword, and then it moves, but it comes back right away. Yeah. That's how it is. I talk to you, and even if you touch me, you do something, you hold my hand. Of course, my mind wants to change, but I just want to stay in the same position. That's the practice. If you come, you have to move towards your arm. I already say, oh, just throw me there because I'm stable, then all of a sudden I do this, then I'm unstable. Right? Why am I saying all these things? This feeling is moving all of the time. Right? It's good if you do the moving of that feeling and not the other one or the situation. Because there's lots of things coming towards you, and if that always moves your feeling, and by the way, it's not like I'm super stable, I always have it like that, but it's our aim for practice, right? Sometimes it's nice to see butterfly and it's all behind you, right? Or whatever, but if it's like commercial information, like commercials or some bad energy of a colleague or someone, a neighbor, and all of a sudden, always your feeling goes there, and you're like, it's better to make another decision, right? So just stay in this feeling. It's my decision, and if things want to come in, so click, I turn it off. Oh, my phone. Oh, Facebook. Oh, this and that. Oh, yeah. Oh, hold on. Right? So I'm in this feeling. Click off or whatever. And stay in this feeling. You are in control. But I think in this time we are not so much in control anymore. It's my experience for myself, because there's so many things happening, even the news. Right? There's so many things happening. I don't know the price of gas here, but I do. And we were driving for 8 hours and we went through all the things that are happening in life, so we're not going into that, but it changed the feeling. And it's up to us. Who are the ones that stay stable in the right feeling, and from there keep on acting at this moment. Right? If you're not stable and you act, then you probably start judging or say, this is good, that is bad, or I'm good or you are bad. It's okay, but if it's your choice, it's okay, but I'm not sure if that's the solution, right? Because if you get the points of view from all these angles, then you get a better understanding of the situation. Connected from this feeling, and then you act in a way that hopefully a bit more balanced, right? In line with nature. Whatever that is, I don't know. So hopefully we all have this feeling, and I can see it through you and through me. What is the best way for us? Because it's not so easy with all these changes. But the feeling is a good way to stay connected. It's a kind of guide or compass. Right? So that's what we're practicing. So if you offer your hand again, and I touch, you see, you're feeling moved. Did you feel a little bit? It's okay, but that's what we can practice. How stable can I be when the new gas bill comes? Gas bill. How stable is he? He's like, I don't know.
Oh no.
And don't get me wrong, we're laughing out. For some, it's really a problem, probably after some time for more and more people, but it's just for the practice. I just use an impulse that's probably triggering you, right? And then you can see how you react. So then if your stability is most important, your own stability, and then you're connected to me, because you offer to the core of the other thing. Right? And I move the feeling too to connect to you. Right? And then other side. So check yourself. It's not, oh, I'm in feeling, you're in a feeling, and as an uke, I connect to the scepter line. Right? You just stay in this feeling. Even sometimes when someone offers like this, which is not so good, right? Because it's open, then often I do this. Because I protect myself, right? It could be a trick. Like if I do this and he holds, so I'm not sure. Right? The feeling says I like this. It's a nice way for me. So if you offer to the side, then I'd rather do like this. Because if he punches, then it's already closed. Right? But don't go into that too much because your brain will be active, fight, flee, response, everything. But just remember it. It's the feeling. He offers the feeling, and I connect with the feeling. Yes, that's the exercise. Thanks. Some feedback, what's happening. So we said feeling, connecting to the other one, and the other one, who cares, connecting, and then make your ability to stay in this feeling, make it stronger. So we were doing that, but what was happening? What did you encounter? What did you experience?
We did a more martial sort of fight protest.
Yeah, so was it like hard and testing and like this other part of your brain? You looked really happy both. That's good. You're good at fighting and fleeing, so now we went back to
It
feeling.
wasn't actually fighting, was it? That was good. But no, I think we were just only trying to concentrate on being focused on one another, but maybe not thinking about too much of the inner feeling, possibly.
Maybe not fighting, but being focused again, partially. You didn't feel the whole again. The essence was this part or this testing of a part of someone instead of being in this whole connection. Which is honest that you feel it and just be open about it. So for everyone, what did you notice when you were doing it?
I think when you are a bit harder, you might have a tendency to push yourself into it.
Mm-hmm.
So you're so aware of it when you look at it that you're just lifting your presence, your feel. And then when you look at it, not so much. Maybe you just, okay, I need to check myself.
Yes.
And then you get focused on. But basically, both are feelings, and both are trying to be in a relaxed state where you just accept what is coming to you, not just
Exactly.
make the bubble around you.
Exactly. Accept it and be able to receive, because the Nag is transferring something, and you can only receive it if you're relaxed, if you're connected. You can clearly receive. Like when you touch my arm since and you're a little stiff. I said it before also, like sometimes I went to Japan and then the first class, I'm going to do my best now, and I touch him and said, what are you doing? Oh, sorry, sir. I'm just relaxing. Because everything extra you put in is kind of blocking it. Oh yeah. It's so important, and that's why it's within a second, within a microsecond, it goes so fast. Sometimes I read, for example, when I do this, your brain is like super fast and like fight, flee, whatever, eat me or whatever. Those basic reactions as a predator with this reptile brain. And then just after that you start to realize, oh, hold on, we're at the seminar, there's no problem, there's distance, I don't have to react. Right? So it's so fast. So that's why I'm kind of really on it. Practice it, practice it, practice it. Pull yourself back, stay in this feeling. Make sure this is just as strong in your brain. So when this comes, you're able to see it and just go back to a relaxed state, a whole state, connected, see the essence of it, because you're connected to the core and handle from that state. Right? And it's so easy to go back to what you're used to, blah, 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 because it's like air. It's like what's feeling, feeling. It's invisible. You cannot see it in a way. You can when you're trained, but so you have to work with something which you cannot see. Well, then for a lot of people, I don't know, I don't believe it, I don't see it. It's good, perfect. But when you start to realize, oh, there's also feeling, and I move it, just make sure that you're really familiar with it and stable with it. Yeah.
When I start the macro, I start my body on a level feeling, with the idea of the feeling, and I don't incoherent compassion.
And there wasn't any connection between us in the first time.
Quando Martin mi ha corretto,
When you correct him,
I'm out of my comfort zone because it's a new situation and a change of something.
Yeah, good. This thinking in between, intentional or whatever, I think and I do, and now it's just I feel and move feeling. So there's no thinking happening, and that's new. It's good to get used to it, because this thinking is probably from fear, right? It's thinking to control the situation, and I do something so I feel in control. But if it's feeling, there's not this feeling of control. The feeling is the control. But it's difficult because the mind control is what we used to. Okay, you know this is my language, this is my food, this is my surrounding. Okay, I have to say it. And you say something, I don't know what I want to do. Now it's a feeling, so it's in a way you're more, how do you say it? It's more open, right? But if you're really stable in feeling, you can act according to the situation quite fast. We will go into that now more and more.
Awareness.
yeah, vulnerability. In a way, you're more vulnerable because you feel these things, and it comes to you, and it may affect you, and you may be afraid of it. But if you get more and more in this feeling, the fear starts to fade away more and more because you're really stable in this feeling. This feeling is so important. Like my being is this experience of living, instead of my being is I'm Giorgio, I'm Italian, right? Or I'm like this George, or I'm a partner, or a father, or whatever, which is very important. But it's a level. At some point, you lose all those things. I'm like, I'm just alive. Right? It depends what you're doing, how you're living, what you think. But it could be you're growing in this direction, and still you're this person, this name, you're a male or female or whatever. It's also good. But there's more to you than that, because it's also a little bit about happiness, right? Where are you happy? Maybe when you have want a vacation, you have it. You want the car, you have it. You want the wife, you have it. You want the kids, you have it. But still not happy. Or maybe 2 cars, maybe 2 vacations, maybe 2 wives. I don't think you'd be happy. Everybody said, okay, another. So, but there is not a happiness. But it's good to achieve it and feel it. Oh yeah, it's a nice feeling, but it's not what I was really looking for to be happy. Probably it's somewhere in this area of feeling. I feel I'm alive. That's perfect. It's fine, right? That was what I was looking for. So yeah, that's you have to get used to a new thing. So when if you come again, then you offer your hand, you're back on the ceiling. Now it's also you have this. You're used to this, right? So this is some kind of thing, and it's perfectly fine. But it's also good if you just walk here from feeling, you stand, and from feeling you just do this. I don't say you have to do it, but it's an option, right?
Yeah.
It's a routine. It gives you control of the thing. Oh, yeah, I can activate it, which is fine. The feeling is there anyway. So if the feeling was moving, was getting up, but that's what you also said. And you said, oh, please come. And your mind, the feeling is to catch up. Right? Like getting in a plane. You feel in your country, you get in a plane really fast, you're in Japan. And the feeling is just traveling behind you, so it takes some time to really land there. Oh yeah, I'm here now. Yeah. So maybe you do it again. You sit there. Now walk with the feeling, right? So blah blah blah, whatever nonsense. Just don't listen to it too much, right? So please keep calm. So your feeling comes. My feeling is here. You offer your hand. Yes. Right? Now the feeling was moving. So now if you do Tenkan and you start to turn, I'm still connected to you. All the time I'm connected here. But if it comes towards me all of a sudden, then nothing happens. He's not pushing. So you can do like this, for example. I offer, you hold, I do this Tenkan, I move, then all of a sudden I come and do this, right? You could see you were in the danger zone, right?
Mm-hmm.
This collapsed. So you could see there was no feeling. There was something on your mind, and it was not complete anymore. So this is the vulnerability, right? So if you're in the feeling, you really have to be there everywhere. If it's only a part, it's dangerous, because then this can happen. I just and came to here. You were still safe, but it's like, I'm not really comfortable. So if you come again, so I'm here, okay. Anything can happen. I could do like this, right? And this is a bit in Aikido you see a lot. You're standing like this and I could do like that. Right? But if I'm a real fighter, I can do anything. So you have to be really alert with feeling. Whatever you're going to do, you do something to me. I'm connected to your center line. Right? I'm connected to your center. My feeling is there. I'm not attacking you, but you will feel my defense. Right? And it's not defense, it's this feeling. I have this space is protected. When I face. I'm not grabbing the hand and then you move and I follow this movement and oh yeah, I have to fall down. That's not on my mind. I'm connected to him. I'm always in this feeling. I'm attacking and defending at the same time without attacking or defending. I'm just here. Right? So if you do it again, this feeling stays constant towards him. So if you move something, I'm connected. Right? He cannot go in. He cannot push my arm in. You can say simply, I keep unbendable arm, but that's too simple. But if you want to keep it simple, you keep unbendable arm. So if you turn unbendable arm, you push it, still unbendable arm. So this is way too simple because now I feel not enough here. I just fell back. I lost my balance. So if you turn, I have this feeling towards him and I'm here. I'm really connected without fighting, but you will feel I'm moving through a wall. Right? So without my tension holding you there, I'm just complete. I am voluntarily choosing to follow you. I'm okay. I choose to follow you. So you never have to force me, you don't have to pull me. I follow you. I connect to you. Be a simple line, you do something. I choose to follow this. I don't want to break this connection. And when you come back to me, nothing happens. You understand? So this is a really important part of Ukumi. We have to call up.
So basically, when Uke always gives a little, what you say follow, but you give energy all the time for Naga to use, right? And as soon as Naga is reversing that energy towards you, then the roles change. Basically.
That could also happen. We're not doing that now.
No, but because you say when you start pushing.
I just do the same.
You just absorb it.
Nothing, I do nothing.
Yeah.
Just stay in the feeling, it's his problem, I'm stable. But that's true. Normally when you turn, you start turning and then you start pushing, I feel this energy, okay, I can use this energy to go wherever I want.
I'm just saying mine, I'm not saying that you should twist it to be Nage, but I say you actually make it as an Uke, you are suddenly in the space where you are getting an opening. As soon as he starts pushing, he's making an opening in his balance.
He's unbalanced.
Yeah, exactly.
Probably he thinks I'm attacking, but he's unbalanced. That thought is unbalancing. And then feel the direction, just showing the direction in which he's moving. But it's really high level if you can do that. It's really simple if you understand it, right? It's easy. But to do it's quite difficult because you're here, you want it in this direction, and you're used to this technique. Only thing you have to feel. It's like water running down through the stones from the mountain, and the water just goes there. So it's same, you feel like, oh, you want to go there, great. And the other thing you said, giving energy. You remember we did at the seminar, we were standing like this, and I had to lean with my center into his center line, right? To show you all like, okay, I give energy, you feel? Mm-hmm. But if you step away, nothing happens. But I'm really leaning into you, you feel, well, wait, I'm really pushing into him, but if he goes away, nothing happens. But this is a practice. The wrong way is, I'm really leaning into you, and you're really and I'm unbalanced. But this was only to show you that you can send direction to the other one. So, this is really important to be able to do. I'm here and I'm able to put a lot of pressure on you, right? But when you leave, nothing, I'm really stable. But this is just practice, because why would I connect to it like this to you? I'm soft. This awareness is enough. I feel it everywhere, I'm stable. Don't confuse this with weak. So now I'm soft, I'm weak. I'm here, I'm really present. So if he pushes, nothing happens. But this connection, this feeling, that's giving the energy. So maybe it's more a choice to attack you, it's giving the energy, but it's not a feeling here. right? It's not a feeling pushing, guys, for many people. Like when you see the skin really pulling like that, you can move skin like this, right? Quite some distance. If it's really strong, there's no use. This stops a lot of ki. You could maybe do it really soft, like touching fascia and this fascia feeling and move the whole fascia. But that's enough. With no tension, no pulling on it, because it blocks ki, it blocks the feeling. So the attack is my feelings towards you, to your center line. And then we do this exercise, over with the feeling, over the feeling. I do incline with this direction. Then without knowing when, we just test like this. For now, make it easy, just push in this direction. Don't do this, you can do it later. Just this, yeah? Okay. So it's not really realistic yet, right? It's really like training wheels. So for example, Victor, if you go to in your hold, this, you see, full hit. So this is normal speed, and now he is active. So again, when you come, okay, now it's more active, but still a little tense, right? So that's why we do it really soft, but in the end, in Japan it was going in this speed. Like since there was one, I don't know, maybe you were there too, there was at one point, he was really practicing it, so we moved really fast, I mean, we could do anything. But it didn't matter because you were trained, I'm in the right position. Right? So if you come again for like 3 meters, full attack. See how he needs this because this is weak. You don't need this. You were doing this together, and now it's your weakness. I try to because the vulnerability of the feeling is your protection, right? This is not your protection. This is your strength and your weakness. So the feeling is your protection. Right? Because now I say this fast moving, but the highest purpose is the story of Boken and Skara, the samurai from Sensei. Like he was like a path here, like a road with some houses. And here was a horse behind the house so you couldn't see, and he always kicked the people that passed by. Right? So people walk here and then horse. And not Eric's horses.
Maybe Eric's horse yesterday.
Nico is still okay.
Nico Skara.
Nico Skara. So, but he said Boken and Skara, I don't know, it's Japanese stories, right? So, okay, it's a good story. He said he walks here, he never went to this place, and he just walks like this, and he never knew there was a horse. But his feeling protected him, like bad ki. So you feel it and you're not there. That's the best way, right? So to say to him, please attack me full force, he will say, yeah. He just sits down and please continue with the teachings and say, right, something like that. Why would he attack full force? It's just our practice. If someone says to me, attack with full force, and say, are you okay? Can I help you with anything? Of course I'm not going to attack full force. Or if you're in the center and you're going out and you feel, okay, there's some problems there. Some people feel naturally drawn towards it and go into it. But you cannot go to another place where it feels good. And if you do this in your daily life, you just follow where it feels good. That's interesting, it's an adventure. Then you really go to places which really suit you. You find out what you enjoy doing in life, and things like that. It's a long story before that, but you know what I mean.
How do you make sure that it is your feeling this very key and not just your mind talking with you?
Exactly.
Extreme anxiety or something? How do you make sure?
As I was saying, I was thinking literally about what you say, because feeling is, sometimes it feels like a feeling, but it's a mind trick or coping mechanisms in action. So it's fleeing often or fighting. Yeah, that takes a lot of practice. And the best practice is to be in the feeling a lot. So you start to recognize for yourself, this is really the feeling, which feels like balanced and harmonious and connected, or is something else happening? Probably tension will come up, thoughts, right? That could be signs. If it's really feeling, it's just feeling. But it's not easy. This is subject. It's not easy to say it's like this or that. But the best way is to simple in Aikido, in practice, always move from this feeling, always, no matter what. So you get used to it. And if you enjoy it, do it at home sometime. Maybe sit still and just sit in this feeling for a moment. And really get anchored in that feeling. What is that feeling? You have to get to know it. So when it's different, you recognize it. If you only see gold in your life and there's some fake gold coming, it's fake. You don't know why, but you recognize it's fake. But the fucking part is really not nasty. That's all our life is there. Yeah, so hopefully we can do it. So yeah, to show you this was really soft, and part of me said, oh, when I want to do it fast, that's no use. You will be screwed. The whole mind and body will not be going in that direction which we can use at this moment. So one thing I said was also, you have this feeling, so if you so he talks with feeling, he offers his hand, I touch with feeling, you start to do Denkan, and then I say this feeling is connected to a center line. This means it's really stable. There's no pressure, right? It doesn't become less or more. It's really stable. This feeling is the same. Kimusugi. Right? It's continuous, constant contact with the other one. And did you feel it when you were just doing it? When you touch, was the feeling always the same feeling, like a towel is resting on your wrist? Wow. Yeah. One honest person. Yeah. It's always, that's the aim. And of course, many of us are used to it, so we're getting really close. But don't fall asleep. Always be active. I want to be like in this feeling. So if you do the movement, I want to be in this feeling. Also, if you do like down, up, and throw, feeling. Still connected. But the feeling never changed. At no point he was pushing against me or he was pulling me. We were looking into it, right? It's quite funny that I realized while I was explaining it. So if I'm here and sometimes you see this, you're really stable and you don't want to move. Right? And then I feel, oh, okay, I'm going to move like this. Yes, I can move. This is good. My Aikido is good. But it sucks. It's really stupid. Right? It's the same. I showed it to you too. Then I realized it. For example, I'm standing like this, right? And you punch me. You don't punch the real, but you punch. And then I do this. That's basically what you're saying. Someone is moving, but I resist. I'm stubborn. I'm a sitting duck, basically. And I'd like to think of Dark Wars. So for example, if he hears and he loves me, he stays really stable, he's really a dark one, bullseye. It's really easy to hit because he's just a sitting duck. He doesn't move. Whatever I want. But I'm stable, you cannot move me, ha 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 ha. Yeah, right? Because the guy, he stays here, he resists it. He's strong, yeah, sure. Right? At one point they change, he has to be away. When I do this movement and I go towards him, it's not the right word, but it's kind of like I attack him. He's not there. Right? So if I attack you and you stay there, it's really stupid. So maybe I can resist Because guys, of course, when you do it technically, it's impossible to resist. Okay, maybe you're not technically skilled enough, so it's not possible. And yeah, okay. This is protected, but this is weak, so it's no use. And since I was really into it like a few years ago, well, plus some more years ago, like it's escaping, and he said many people don't understand. You have to escape from the when the technique is being performed, and we shear and I go down. Sometimes people stay here, right? Did you feel this? That's really stupid. This is already, this cannot do anything. Maybe here it comes, but I'm really close. So the moment my feeling moves down, his feeling knows it and he escapes. I can never touch you. Yeah, really, you have to go. You get a problem. So if I go down, right, too late, he has to feel my feeling. So when my feeling comes, he's gone. I cannot touch you. This is what you have to train. So every time you're resisting, you become slow. You become sitting down because it gets in your system. It's a false feeling of safety. And it works only with your friends in the dojo. Right? Because they're used to it. They say, oh, he's strong. Oh, I really cannot move him. How can I do it? Of course, sometimes you can practice it, and then, like I showed, if he's really resisting, oh, this resists completely. I have to do it correctly. So he will go, okay, I can do it. This is like a rock against rock. Right? It's really muscular, bones, and really strong. Make sure that you can do it. But it's only sometimes only to practice for this purpose, but don't do it all the time because you become really weak. In daily life, you're like not so easy to communicate with. Because you're like, this is my point of view, so try to change me. Okay, well, we already grew, we're working towards this goal, we're a bit slow, so hook up when you're ready, right? We're moving on, right? And in another way, we are kind of grinded by life at this moment, and I won't say gas again, but many other things too. Yes, they're like this, fight it, but nature will grind you, and you'll be like, you have to be sensitive. Where do we go? Where can I go? What do I have to change? What do I have to adapt to the situation to stay in a good life? Okay, but simple, we go back to Kimusui. So, did you feel it when you were here? Did you have to drag the other one, like this tension became stronger? Or did you feel like you moved before me, when you moved before me? Did you feel things like that when we were doing it together? Stay alert on that. Don't do it. It's a feeling. I'm not moving him. He is moving himself. So he gives me energy. He gives me energy. Soft, with feeling. And now I start to rotate inside me. That's why he moves. See, I will show this later, but I'm rotating from my back leg. I'm rotating my hip. And through this rotation and his connection, he moves. I'm not here holding it and pulling this point. He gives me energy, I mean myself, I rotate myself, and because he gives energy, he moves. That's why it never changes. Whatever happens, this will never change this feeling. All the time, it's never changed. And you could see really slowly we were expressing harmony, right? You could see it obviously. Because we were both in this feeling, doing this together. And this is what we do with Aikido, this expression of harmony, which is a process of Musogi. So, but the thing you maybe recognize is this. Right? This is like throwing stones or something. It's not like moving like two human beings. I'm just jerking him around and I feel like I'm dominating. Oh yeah, this is Aikido, it's harmony. Yeah, it's not. Right? Do you recognize it? Probably in some styles it's really tough also, this jerking on each other. And you're like helpless. They're so skilled to kind of fold it and oh, stop please. It's a whole different process. It's not like misogi. Right, so maybe we do a little bit simple still, the same move we just did. Kimasubi, and as we move, still feel there's kimasubi. Right. I'm not pulling in, I just move myself from this connection, we start to move together. This is really stable and soft. Yeah? Please stand up, choose a position and get some space to do this. I said it before and I already showed a few people. This posture is really important. So put your arms to the side. You never want to be there. Sometimes I see people turn and then it gets like this. But you have no power. So if you stand like this and I test you and I pull this direction, it's really hard to hold. So this is the angle, this is another angle, straightforward. Why is this not so good? But not a big melon and put in your arms.
Your uke can come nearby to you.
Exactly, I pull my uke really close. So for example, if I'm here, and we both have this connection, there's different space between us. Now he has long arms, but still I'm safe. If I do this, right, I'm here fighting him, so you're like, no, and then all of a sudden this,
Yeah.
don't do it. This, yeah, exactly. 45 degrees. Like this, and 45 degrees. Hand palms up. And don't try to force your hand palm up. It's because your elbow is relaxed. Your elbow is pointing down. That's why your hands are open. Often this happens, right? And why is the elbow not pointing down? What happens? Why is it getting like this? Tension here, so much muscular activity. But we are trying to work according to the laws of nature, so gravity. From here, my elbows are hanging straight down. Hands are open. This is open up. Here, it's just hanging down. It's really soft. So that's one thing. Sometimes the elbow gets like this next to your body. And sometimes even behind your body. You try to pull it, it's no use. Keep it here. Your elbow is in front of your bone. Like the rib, like the lower rib. And from here it's connected to the sacrum, to the hip. So it's a really strong posture. If I move my hip forward, this will go for sure. Of course, I just said don't pull the other one, right? Now I show you how to pull the other one. Not to do it always, but to make sure that you can do it. If he holds me strong, if I'm here and he holds me strong and he stays there, really hard to pull. Right? If I'm here and this connection is good and I rotate my hip, there's no problem. It's like it's a metal. It feels like a metal structure which will never break. Here it could bend, maybe a bit, but this is the right angle. Good engineering.
I feel it working. I feel it work.
Yeah, you're technical. So maybe we practice a little, not too much, because these forces will activate something in you, but to make sure that you're able, this is here, 45 degrees. Relax your legs. The legs drive the pelvis, and from the pelvis up, it's one whole structure. So never like this. Don't break the structure. When I drive the pelvis, then the whole structure starts to move. Don't do the most superpowers you have. It's a bit relaxed, but try to play with it and then forget it. Relax off the arm. Try for a moment. Okay, stay here and continue, but now without this force. Now with Kimasubi, but same posture with your elbow. So you're not triggered or have to pull a lot, but you keep this feeling in the right posture. Don't go like this because it's soft. Same posture, but then really soft Kimasubi. No dragging. Still one more minute. Okay, that's good. So that's the feeling. Now we can. You can say, wow, this goes slow. We do not so much in 1.5 hours. But then let's see what happens now. If it was useful. So now we're going here, moving. Now I feel I have to drag him, and it was not because he was sliding from the mat. It was already before it. Don't let me drag you. So 1.5 hours we tried it. Right? And now we go to the next level. So that's why we did the long back. So I do nothing, and I go down, up, and here. Now in the end, you allowed me to push into you, right? You were not gone. I always, when Sensei says it, I think about the ninja and gone, right? That's it. When I'm here and I go to watch you, yes. Please stay in this room, but maybe if it's possible, but it's okay. So here. A little late, better but little late. You feel this, it became more pressure. Don't allow me to be able to attack you. Yes, so. Okay. I try not to say everything, but this is maybe useful. What I feel is here, your key stops. And we go.
Yeah, exactly. Move.
It's this feeling. Key is always extending there. Not like a so you go forward, extend towards me. Yeah, better. You come here. Now it was escaping. You were gone too early. So attack me as long as you can. Could be that here I'm losing balance and you can attack me. But you will never know because you already checked out. Yeah. The roller coaster was going when you decided to fly another. Yeah. Yes. Now make it soft again. This is good. You're aiming, right? Keep connection, but stay soft until the end. Yes. You see it then? I was connecting to him. He was connecting to me. Just a moment. Right? It's the end of the technique, and then you just start again. Yeah. Okay. Arigato.